NPCs are the greatest embodiment of a stereotype. This is like my third video I've made on NPCs. And it's all good. I love making these videos for you guys. They finally cut the grass out here. I can walk around. It's 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm deciding to make a video for you guys. NPCs are the worst thing about society. One of the worst things you can probably ever experience out of society is trying to have a conversation with an NPC. NPCs lack all awareness. They lack any common sense, most of them do. Being an NPC sucks. And the worst part about meeting an NPC is the fact that they don't have to be an NPC. This is not shaming down on people. This is shaming down on what people choose to do. You can choose to be an NPC. Not everyone is an NPC. Now when it comes to, I can go down the deep route of possession and industry plants, and I can go down all that shit all day. But the people that you meet in your life, I mean, I can go down soulless beings, I can cover all of that, but we're just covering what we can see right now. The average person, your mom, your dad, your parents, unfortunately, may fit the category of an NPC. They tell you, go to school, get a good job, go to college. But they're completely unaware of how shit the system is, on how bad the economy is. Well, they probably see it, but they're not aware that that's not good. They believe in the system. They support the system. They still believe in fair elections, if you want to go there. Your NPCs are the brainwashed of the system. And it's really unfortunate. I talked about the other day all the stuff that's happening right now. They were saying this stuff was going to happen 2,000 years ago, 600 years ago. Today, it's happening right in front of us and we're not even aware of it. Something is happening behind the scenes, and most people will never acknowledge that something is happening. The world has not been the same in almost 5 years. And even older people have agreed with me with that. Something changed when 2020 hit. That was the last normal year, 2018, 2019. Those were the last normal years for us. Everything has changed. Everything will change. Nothing will be the same again. Things will just keep descending into chaos. Eventually it'll get to a point where your 3 jobs, you're not going to be able to afford your rent. It'll get to a point where get as many college degrees as you want. Pretend that you're educated. You're going to be working like a shitty minimum wage worker, no matter how much education or no matter how much college you went through. It doesn't matter now. Even the lowest lifestyle is getting expensive. I've always said this, the economy and the way the system works, it's basically a pyramid scheme. The lowest people at the bottom of society are your people in your third world countries digging coal out of a cave for 5 cents a day just to hopefully afford to buy a bag of rice at the end of the month. Those are the people at the lowest of society. And it elevates to almost us. We're almost at the middle ground. We live in houses. We live in sophisticated infrastructure. We have healthcare. We do. The very top of society's brought problems. It's easy if you live in the US to become wealthy and successful. Because most people here, even the lowest of society in the US, is already 10 times more successful than some people on the other side of the world. And the problem that's going on right now, the top 1% own almost the entirety of the wealth of the middle class. And that's not me blaming the wealthy people. I'm not blaming the wealthy people for you being broke. You're just broke. And so are the rest of us. But it's going to cause problems with the economy. And it's going to shorten stuff out when you have AI tech people that are replacing your jobs. Eventually, it's going to get to the point where America is going to be no different than a third world country within the next 10 to 20 years. And I don't say that lightly. It's going to get to the point where, like I just said, even your most educated are going to be the low class. I forget it's 4 o'clock in the morning, so people are running around, people are doing their workouts. But like I said, even your most educated are the lower class. And the problem with that is that things will just keep getting worse and worse and worse, and the top 1% will get more and more wealthier. The goal, to be honest, is to just not to want to get the best degree, but to own assets. If you own assets, honestly, the best person, the person that's living their best life right now, is someone that owns assets, someone that doesn't have to work. And when you get there, it's not that difficult, but it's easier to get there if you're living in a developed society like the US. Any one of you that's watching this that live in the US can get there. And that should be the goal for most of us. Not to work a shitty job for the rest of your life. To just have security, have peace, have sovereignty over your life, which is the one thing that most of us don't have. Someone that owns more is just as much of a slave as somebody that owns nothing at all. Imagine there's someone at the very top, somebody very wealthy. They got cameras, they got eyes on them. They can't do anything. They're basically, some of them are in shackles. Well, you, the average homeless person, you give a homeless person a parking ticket and they don't have to fucking pay anything. They probably don't even have an ID or anything to prove who they are. So the goal, owning less, honestly, will set you free. If you own nothing, if you're held down by nothing, it'll reduce your anxiety gravely. Especially during this time. The time that we live in, you're supposed to be detached. Being detached will save your life, man. Being detached will stop you from being stressed. It'll genuinely set you free. The problem right now, everybody's so attached to status. Everybody wants to own something. Everybody's obsessed with getting rich. And most people are too hard on themselves, man. You don't have to be hard on yourself. You just have to be patient. You're not unsuccessful just because you're not a millionaire right out of high school. You're not a failure just because you're 20 years old and you see all your friends getting married on Instagram. You're not a failure. You're not behind. Behind who? Genuinely ask yourself that. But this was just a short video that I wanted to make for you guys. I didn't have much planned for this video. I just wanted to keep you guys reformed. I didn't cover too much on what I wanted to talk about, which was basically, I just rant in every video. But thank you so much for listening to you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. See ya.